Afternoon, everybody. How is it going? I bet we've got some really nice weather there where you are, haven't we? It's a bit drabby, if I'm honest, but not to worry, because I'm in Peterborough today, having a good time. Did have to get up early though, but that's okay, because it's worth it when you get here. I love it being here. It's great. So, okay, what we're going to start with today, I'm going to work on a black tile. Not my norm, but I think there's something really magical about it, you know that. And I've got a couple of pens with me. I'm going to try and use my rotring. It's a very, very fine nib. There we go. But you never know, sometimes they get a little bit clogged up, but I'm going to give it a go, just in case. I've got my familiar Sakura with me, so I'm all right. I've got a backup. Oh, hi there, everybody. Hey, Julie. It's all right with some people when they're retired now, isn't it? No. Okay, I've got my pencil, tortillon, and I've got a little white chalk pencil as well. And maybe I'm going to throw in a bit of a Sakura colour. I just love this one. So I'll see how we go, and I'm going to work with that one. So okay, tile number 53. My God, do you remember when I said I was only going to do 12? That's a little bit of a while ago now, isn't it? But that's okay. We're going to make a start then. So over we go. And let's just turn it down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. First thing I want to do then is I'm going to put my soft border in, and rather than sort of do it freehand for this one, I am going to use the other side of a tile, and I'm just going to draw it in. I'm going to leave not too wide a gap. That's it. See if I can get this one to go. If not, I'll switch over. There we go. And just drawing my border down there. Okay. All right. Oh, hello from sunny Belton. So you've got the sun there. We had the rain and the wind there yesterday, but yeah, it's all right here today. But okay. So next one. Oh, if it's going to be doing this throughout, I'm going to switch. It's just so nice to work with. It's such a fine nib. There we go. And I even had John clear it out for me the other day. Oh, hey, Deborah. Oh, thank you for watching. I got my light bulb in. I remember I tried to do a demo of a light bulb quite a while back now, and didn't get on to doing it, but I got it in today. And I think, you know, in that journal, you know, with the orange and the pink, it just looks fab. Just wanted to carry on and doing a bit more, but not to worry. There we are. So, oh, there we go. Working my way down. So I've got a nice square border. Okay, and again, you know, if you haven't got that, you can just do it freehand. It's not a problem. It's just that I wanted to break it up a little bit, because we're going to have a grid there first. Okay, in with a pencil, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of find about the halfway gap, and I'm just going to mark it in. There we go. I will turn my tile around, and there we go. I'm going to put another one in there. All right. So again, I'm going to use my tile, just line it up, and I'm just going to put in that grid. So up there, turn it round, and up there. It's quite busy here today. There's a lot of people mulling in and out. So if you see a little bit of, or you hear a little bit of things going on in the background, not to worry, it's all good. Okay, next bit then. I'm going to work on a square at a time. I think what I'll do though, I'm going to break it up. I'm going to put a cross, there we are, see, diagonally, and then that saves me coming back later to do it. All right. Oh, thank you for watching the shows. Do appreciate it. So it did feel like an early get up this morning, but having said that, I was awoken by a lovely little puppy. Yeah, well, I say little, he's, oh my word, he's not little. Not when he's lying on you, anyway. Oh yeah, hi Margarita, happy birthday. Okay, so you can see what I've done then with my pencil. I've got my white line around the outside, and I've got my pencil lines just giving me a cross this way and across this way. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on its side there. Let's make it long, because I'm going to just work on this section for now. All right, I'm just going to give this pen one more go, give it a bit of a shake. All right. So let's have a look then. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go from top to bottom, but I'm going to create a bit of a curve. So from here, and oh, you see it keeps drying up. It's a shame because it's such a lovely pen. But do you know what I'm going to do? To one side, I'm going to use my jelly. There we go. So whichever's more comfortable for you. So you can either go top to bottom, bottom to top, whichever you want to do. Okay. And then I'm going to turn that around. Hi Marie. Hi Maureen. And I'm going to go down there. I must take this opportunity as well just to thank everybody for all the support you gave to Marie on Monday. She was really nervous but did a great job going through how to use those stencils. I'm really proud of her. Proud of you all too for for supporting her like that. I really appreciate it. But she's going to come back and she's going to work on a few other different bits and pieces. So that'd be quite nice. It's something to look forward to, isn't it? So okay, I've got this sort of leaf shape here. So I'm going to start from the bottom here, and I'm going to come in with this, follow the line up, and I'm going to do a little sort of like the paisley, sort of the odd shaped teardrop shape. There we go. And then I'm going to do another one here. There we go. And back up and round. You can only Dawn in the background. She's funny. I'm just going to keep it going. There we go. And the next one. So I'm just following up. I'm sort of going to that pencil line where I drew earlier. It's just a guide, but you won't see it when it's all finished. There we go. Sandra in the pub. No, Sally. I'm in there's a room off the green room that I'm in doing this. Oh, well, Julie. Yeah. But Dawn is next door, and there's no keeping Dawn back, is there? No. So now I'm going back up, and I'm doing another. Oh, sorry. Do another on this side. I'm not worrying about them being the same. I'm not worrying about them touching. I'm just keeping my way around, filling the shape. Well, that's nice, Lindsay. If you can catch up, it was worth it. And she showed you how to use the square frames. She did a really good job. There you are. Okay, let's have a look at that. See? So, I'm going to turn my tile, and I'm going to just same again. I'm going to do a curve that way. Okay. Let's just turn it round. Just find it easier going top to bottom, I think, rather than bottom to top, but whatever works for you. There we are. So, same again now. I'm going to start in the centre because I'm working my way up. So, into that one. Okay. Oh, that's great, Lindsay. Yeah, that's the idea, because I know a lot of us have got the stencils now, and it's great having instructions, but sometimes seeing somebody do it physically just makes it that little bit easier. So I thought it'd be nice to sort of get Marie involved so she can show you. She knows the stencils inside out just like I do, really, and she does some wonderful samples. So I just thought it'd be nice. I asked her and she was like, yeah, I'd love to. So yeah, I'm glad you found it useful. I think she's going to do the hexagons on Monday, but then I think we'll move on. The week after, she's going to hopefully show you one of the new stencils that's going to be pick of the day on the 8th of August. Yeah, Sally, we're going to get to that one. We'll get to that one. The dream catcher as well. I know that somebody's asked about the feather on the dream catcher. we'll try and get round to them all. We'll do our best to get through them and start working, because once they're there, I know that you can then, you know, you can refer to them as and when you want. So it's just getting the time and fitting it all in. There we are. See, I'm just working my way up. Might actually depends on, you know, might actually. I'll see what's happening Monday. I'll see what we think we can do on Monday. Okay. So there we go. You can see that I'm just working my way up, and these lovely little shapes are going towards the centre. And same here. So it's not a mirror image, but you know, they're sort of all aiming centrally. There we go. Oh no, Vi, she did really well. But it's just nice knowing that you all supported her. That was lovely. So should be fine. She'll be on again. I might do a couple of little ones at the top there. Okay. And then same one here. So another one of those lovely shapes that way. Turn it round. And down this way. And remember that I know I'm turning my tile a lot. I'm working from the centre outwards. So these patterns all sort of look like they're working up bank. Oh, they're really Maureen. Ah, she's had a good teacher, what can I say? I think that's it though. It's, you know, when you do this and you talk, it is very calming. And it's just, it was actually really nice to see someone else using the stencils. I mean, there's so many things you could do with them. They're fab. But yeah, really pleased with them. There we are. You see where it's just one side to the other. It's just forming that shape. Of course, if you're using a white or cream tile, then you'll be working with a black pen. You'll be getting a same thing but different. Whereas we know now that everyone's different, even if we're all doing the same. Oh, I hope Rosie's better. Alright, let's have a look at that then, see where we're at. Okay? Alright, so what I'm going to do for now, I'm just going to switch pens. I'm going to take away my white one and I'm going to bring in this sort of tealy blue colour. And what I'm going to do, let's go a little bit larger. And I'm going to sort of come in from the outside here, and I'm going to pull in towards the end. And I'm just going to put, there we go, I'm just going to put that line in. You see, just going over the white little, even the tiny little ones. Oh, now look, same on that side. There we go. So, oh hi Linda, yeah, I'm on it. Oh, I'm exactly what Tina says. But, yeah, so I'm working on I'm working on some new stuff while I'm here. I want to bring 2 new stencils. I've got one done, I'm just working on another. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's just add in a little line either side. And if you saw the show this morning, I did mention that they'll fit in with the frames. So that's what I'm planning. Well, I might show you next week. There we go. There's one sample that I've done on fabric. It looks fab. There we are. Alright, let's have a look at that. Yeah, 18:45 today, Linda. That's where I am at the minute. I'm in Peterborough at the studios. Alright, so I'm going to do that centre one first, just as before. And of course, you can still use a gel pen if you're using a regular white or cream tile. It's entirely up to you what you use. You can mix and match your colours, whatever you want to do. I've been spending my time here as well, starting to put all my tiles in from our sessions into my journals, and then I'm going to start working on pages and things. So I'm loving working in those coloured journals. They're just, I think it's took it to the next level. It's you know, the traditional's lovely and it's nice to go back to that, but I think we're moving on and we something else is happening. It really is. But, yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. So there we go. You see, I've not really put 3 in the bottom one. It's a little bit too narrow, but that's okay. Just fit in as many as you can. If you can only fit 1, that's fine. Oh, I've used it a little bit differently, but I can't tell you yet. Woohoo. I have done a little bit of tangling on it, but not much. But oh, I'm sure you're going to love it. Even John, actually, because you can imagine, you know, you're sitting there of an evening and you say to John, look at this, what do you think of this design? And he's like, yeah, it's ace, love it. I'm like, no, but really, look. And I showed him this new one on fabric, and he's like, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, oh, I've impressed John. It takes a lot these days, it does. I think he's just so used to me coming up with a different drawing. He's like, yes, dear. I don't know. Quite funny when you think all these colours I like to use. He's colour blind. It's just like, yes, dear. Oh, thank you, Vivian. Yes, Tina, I will. These are going to be a staple now. One of those sort of go-to things that are always there. I've now found a really good supplier, and I've got the colours I want and the quality. So yeah, I'll be stocking them. Of course, we make them ourselves. Well, I make them. So yeah, I'll be adding them to the website. Okay, I do need to put some more of the regular ones on as well. I think I'm totally out at the minute, but I'll get them back in. I do change the website quite a bit, you know, and I keep adding stuff and when I can. So there we go. All right, I'm liking this blue with this. It's just not like seriously in your face, but it's a nice colour. Let's have a look at that then. Oh, Nadia, yes. They want, the other week they want took me 4.5 hours to get home. It was just a 2-hour journey. It's ridiculous. But yeah. Anyway, there we go. So far then, this is where we're at, and you'll understand a little bit why I've perhaps gone and changed that colour in a minute. So I'm going to go back to the white. I'm going to stick with my Sakura. Okay. So coming back to looking at a separate section. Or does it have a colour name? Hang on, let's have a look. I can give you a number. It's actually in the new set of 12, or the earth colours, and it's number 431. So it doesn't actually have a specific name, but there you go. That's the number of it, and that's the colour. There you are. See, it's an 06. I think this, but all right. Ready with the next bit then. Here we go. Oh, so the Christmas wreath. Oh yeah, I suppose it does. Imagine using some purples and things in there. I mean, I can't actually add any pastels in today because they're all on the set in the studio, and of course we don't want too many people in the studio at one time, so I wouldn't just want to wander in. That would be unfair. So, all right, we've got this square. So let's have a look then. We've got the shape to fill. I'm going to look at this pattern, but I'm going to do a mirror image. See? And same again. And I'm going to try and fill the space if I can. I mean, obviously, I don't want to sort of change the shape too much, but I'm trying to sort of go as far as I can in between the two. See? There we are. That one. And then another. And then another. All right. So if I was to now do the other side, I would be leaning over my ink there. So I don't want to do that in the minute because I don't want it to sort of move. Oh, thank you. I don't think my students, when I was in a classroom, always thought that my voice was calming. And I'm sure when I'm, you know, shouting from top of the stairs to John, put the kettle on, I don't think he thinks it's calming. There we go. You can see I'm doing the same again. Look, I'm mirroring this pattern here, and I'm trying to fill the space in as I move up that line. And remember, with the gel pen, you have to slow down a little bit because otherwise the ink doesn't flow as much as you'd like it to. Okay, so that's where we are so far. So I've done the 2 sections there. So let's turn it around. Oh, hey Sally. So again, I'm working on this section here. So it's this part of the square, and I'm going to mirror that pattern there. You see? And oh, I think we've just heard Nigel. There we go. There. Keep it going. There we go. Okay. Alright, so next bit. Oh, hi Shirley. That's okay, you can keep up. Yeah. And again, mirror image what I've done there. Trying to fill in all that space there. There we go. Little bits. There we go. Alright, fill in as much as we can. Then the next one. From there. And again, just slowing it down because I'm using that gel pen. Again, you know, if you're using a different colour, you might be using a different gel pen. Your rotring might be working. You know, you could be using just your regular black. Could be using your chameleons. I did mention I was going to use my chameleons, didn't I? I do apologise. But again, they're in the studio at the minute, so. Alright. Same one. Oh, the cackling. I know. That's done. Alright. So we've gone a bit quiet now, see? Yeah. Just working my way around. Bits at a time. I'm just filling the space. Just trying to create that shape. Just enjoying that pen going down on the paper, really. Okay. Yeah, and there we go. Just doing that mirror image, just following myself around the tile. Nothing else matters, it's just this single line and just each one of those little shapes that I create as I go. Just small amounts. There we are. And then on the 4th. I don't know what's happening on the 4th. What day is the 4th? No, I'm back here on the 8th with the pick of the day, so I have a couple of new stencils you might like. They're a bit different. Well, they are different. There we are. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Oh, that one, the 4th. Oh, yes, I'm doing a closed Facebook type of live type of teaching session, so it's a little bit more in depth than what we've done. It's a little bit different, so yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be worth a look, certainly. I think it's going to be good. I say closed Facebook, it's sort of one that you have to sort of buy into, and it's with an association with a company called the ICHF Events. It's where I did the Create the Creative Show Live Facebook the other week. Something to do with them. There is a post there that you can have a look at. So you have to go back and have a look a little bit. I've not fully read everything yet, but I thought I wanted to share it so you could see that I was doing it. But yeah, you have to have a look at it. Okay, so I'm back in with this lovely blue tealy colour pen, and I'm now going to do the same as before. So I'm working with these lines and just working my way up those shapes. Just going to put a dot on. Oh, Bridget, well, I don't know, because I'm not running that side. I'll have a look when I've done this, and I'll see if there's what the issue is. There we go. You see, I'm just doing those extra lines either side. Something about that flicking action that I quite like. Yeah, I'll have to have a look soon, and I'll get in touch with the organiser and see if everything's okay. Just want to go a little bit larger. Let's just focus on this here. So I'm going to go from here down. So I'm really working towards, and there's just a bit of a flick at the end. There's something really satisfying about doing that. I'm going to just put that little bobble on the end. Now, if you wanted to, of course, you could have come in with a different colour. You could have mixed and matched it. All sorts of things. But I'm just sticking with the single colour. Again, it's all about, I don't know what equipment you've got to hand and what's available. So I wanted to keep it as simple as I could. I mean, you can really go to town with it, couldn't you, if you want. You know, it's just adding those. And again, it's that repetition. I mean, if you feel that you want to do each sort of little petal at the same time, so you do your line, your dot, and your two lines, that's fine. But I quite like doing letting it build, or seeing it build as I'm working my way up and around. And I'm just going to keep going now. I'm not worried about what's happened before or what's coming. I'm just working on that row at the top that I'm looking at the moment. I'm not trying to do too much at once. Okay, just working on that. And of course, I'm working around it sort of anti-clockwise, just because I don't want my hand to sort of smudge what I've already done. With a gel pen, it takes a little bit longer to dry, doesn't it, than it does the regular black. But as long as we're aware of that, it's not a problem. There we are. So I'm hoping then later today to do a quick demo of the wreath, you know, the Christmas wreath. So if that's something that you've been a little bit stuck with, maybe, then it certainly will be worth pressing record later. I mean, obviously I don't get a lot of time, so I can't do it seriously from start to finish, but hopefully I can give you a little bit of a hint as to what you're doing and where you're going, that kind of thing. So it's just the heads up. And, I think I'm gonna, I suppose, I don't know what it looks like. Yeah. I mean, I've had my head down in, you know, I'm just looking at the single thing, so I've not really stopped and looked back at how it looks all together. There we go. And then, of course, adding those little lines back in. Right, one more to do. So same thing again, just going in with those central bits. Little bobble on the top. I'm not worried about that top one, it's too small. Oh, Chris, jelly roll pens. Some are, some aren't. They vary in size. So I think the jelly rolls I've got in stock are mostly 6s. I think the Essentials kit, which is a gold, silver and white, I think they're 8s. But, the 5's probably about the smallest, and some kits before I've got 5's. That jelly roll, that white one, is a 5, and if you look at the difference, there is a little bit of difference. Let's have a go a bit bigger. Not a huge amount, and it depends how fine you want to go, which is why I've got my roach ring. But yeah, I'm just looking now at the sweets pack. There you go, the sweets pack. It's a 10. So they're all slightly different. I wouldn't know unless I actually physically went and looked at the packets off the top of my head, and I've not got all of them here with me. Let's have a look at how we are. Oh yeah, Chris, yeah, you can get, I think the smallest I've got of a jelly roll is a 5. I think, yeah, we've had a few conversations over the times about them. Yeah, it depends where you go in and what you're looking at. You've got to specifically look for it, for something a bit smaller. Okay, so I've got a decision to make now, because I've got gaps around here, so I've got to decide whether to go in with my white or with my blue. So I think on this occasion I'm going to go in with my blue, and what I'm going to do is, let's go a bit larger again now. I'm going to fill all the sections that I've got left with bubbles. Now on purpose I want them to be different sizes, and I'm not going to try and sort of keep them as some sort of pattern. It's just about filling the space. And see, I'm going to go straight over those pencil lines that I did earlier. My only concern is trying to sort of get them all to touch. See? Of course, if you've got a white tile and you're using a black pen, you might want to fill the gaps in, if there are any, with a black pen. Now what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to go down the centre there. I'm just going to fill these bubbles in around the outside. Alright. So not down those centre bits, just around the outside. You see those lovely little gaps there. Again, it's going to look different again if you decide that you're going to do this in white. Who knows what it's going to turn out like. Of course your bubbles are going to be different to my bubbles. Okay. And fill in that little bit in there. And let's game one in. Okay. Yeah, I think just look a bit Christmassy. Yeah, maybe it is because of the colour. But imagine doing it on burgundy with a gold pen. I have done a burgundy tile. Well, Bordeaux, I think the colour is, not burgundy. Bordeaux. There we are, missed one. And again, it's all about making sure that they're touching, if you possibly can get them to touch. There we are. And again, I'm working my way around, so I'm not actually touching that because it takes a little while for it to dry with it being a gel pen. Alright. Okay. Not touching that little bit down the middle of that sort of petal shape there. It's just around the outside. And then filling that gap in. As I said, if you're using a regular white tile and a black pen, you might want to fill in those little gaps in. Yeah. All right. Was Anne-Marie? Okay, just fill in those bits. I've just got a little bit more here to do. All right. Whew, I feel like I've really had a bit of a nap there, just to get around doing all those bubbles. Let's have a look at it. Okay, oh, look at that. Okay, that white sort of glows, doesn't it? It's a difference that makes. I quite like the bubbles that they're not white. bit different, isn't it? Okay then, so let's have a look. Now, of course, if you're using a white or cream tile, then you'd be going in at this moment with your pencil, but I'm not, so I'm going to go in with my white chalk. Now, if you're not a white chalky one, if you use a pastel pencil, works just as well, and you can still blend it just as nicely. So what am I going to do then? I'm going to go in firstly, and I'm going to add some of this pencil or pastel just to the bottom edge of each one of those shapes. Now just make sure that it's dry before you put this on, because if your gel pen's still wet, it's going to smudge a little bit. Alright, so I'm not being shy with this, I'm putting some on. Alright, all the way up that line, see? And then I'm going to do the same on this side. So, just following it through, so you can see it's getting quite heavy where that white line is now, and I want that, that's a good thing. You want that to sort of stand out. So I'm going to go round and fill it in, do the same on all of those shapes. And then this one, even that little one there, look. Not worrying about any of those bubbles. My focus is these shapes here. Okay. Alright. Just working it in. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, it's okay, please come on in. It's just that
Alright.
I'm talking to a few people. There we go. See, I said it was busy today. That's all good. So, just following it through, just continuing with this white chalk pencil. It's just so nice to use, it's just so smooth, it's lovely. There we are. And next bit. So I'm sort of savouring it a little bit now. I'm holding back from using that tortillon, just because I want to sort of do the last reveal all in one go. So at the moment it's just about getting some of that white on. It's not at all about making sure it's neat. I'm not trying to shade it or colour it in any way. I'm just adding in. There we go, bits as we go. Okay, into that one. Just working it all the way up and down. I'm just sort of in anticipation now. I can't wait till I've shaded it all with the tortillon and see what it looks like. It's just it's different. It is, isn't it? It's sort of turning into a bit of an icy type of snowflakey type of feel. But of course there's nothing stopping you splitting these up and doing smaller versions. Alright, let's have a look at it. So that's it at the moment, all in its sort of rough state without any softening of those edges. Okay. Alright, let's build up again. Deep breath. Alright, so let's just come on go there. Now I'm going to smooth it around a little bit, but the idea is that I don't really want to fill all of it. I want to leave some of the black showing. See? So, you know, really focusing and concentrating that tortillon in that centre point there. There we go. That's it. See how it's got that sort of little glow to it now, hasn't it? There we are. And just a little bit. Do you see the blue's still there, but it's sort of fading a little bit now. It does, doesn't it? It's really made a difference. So let's have a look at that. Okay. So there's nothing stopping you, of course, going back in and doing a bit more if you feel you need to, or adding a little bit more of the white pencil. So I didn't add any now. Alright, and just looking through. just gradually work your way around. And again, it obviously depends on how much pencil you've put on as to how hard you need to work with that tortillon. And you don't want to be too, and of course if you're working on a white tile, then you'll be using your tortillon just the same way, just to smooth out your graphite pencil.
Oh, hi. Sorry, okay. Which are you doing the 4:30 or the 7:30?
Okay. Just working in it gently as we go.
So you're speaking?
Okay.
Yes. No. Yeah, we'll go through it.
Nice and gentle, just
it's very straightforward.
working it round.
We have a pack shot. I mean, you give me. Are you on the next hour?
My first one is
Just almost done.
So
Coming
if you
up.
give me 20 minutes, everything will be all set up, and then we'll go through it.
Maybe, do you know, maybe it is the colours that make it look cold with having that blue in there. Imagine doing, I don't know, maybe a red gel pen or a gold gel pen, and then trying this and seeing how it works. It might sort of warm it up a bit, or even using a red or a yellow tile. That might change things a little bit. I'm quite liking using pink and orange together. So mixing the two is quite nice, and that will certainly give it a little bit of a warmer vibe. But nice. It's amazing, isn't it, how it starts to change. Yeah, when you start adding the tortillon, and it totally transforms the tile. Makes a massive difference. Look at that way how it goes. Yeah. And little bits. That's it. I'm just trying to keep a little bit of that black if I can. I don't want to cover it all. You want that light and shade. Oh, Victoria, see, that'd be nice. Yeah, the silver pen. And there's nothing stopping me going in and adding a touch of silver or gold to this. Quite nice, wouldn't it? Oh, look what I've got here. I've got much here. Oh, that's alright. You could always do another one too. There we go. Just working it round. Oh, salad wood, yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, you know, if you've got pastels, you don't have to use white pastel. You could have gone in with a yellow or a pink pastel, and that'll change it slightly too. Maybe I'll do that. I'm actually gonna use this as part of one of the demos later. So I'll use a different coloured pastel on it rather than white, so you can see what the difference is. You can have a look at it. It's different, isn't it? And of course, you know, depending on whether you used, I don't know whether you did your little sort of petal shape to start with, you could do it this way across, and you could end up with a bit of a different shape as well. That could change it about a bit. Pink, purple and green, yes. That could look good. You're gonna have to post that now, we're all intrigued. Oh, yeah. And of course, you know, if I'm going to put this in my journal at some point, I need to just spray it a little bit, because you can, you know, it's got quite a bit of chalk on now. Alright, it's not quite there yet, almost done. Again, I've got this white pencil, and what I want to do is I want to go in and I want to actually add a little bit more around these shapes, and even a little bit in the middle, see? I just want to accentuate those lines there, and on the other side. So just working it in. There we go. I'm going to do, I'm just going to soften that a little bit. Just, this is not really to soften, this is just to work that pastel in, just so I know that it's not sort of sat on the surface and it's going to blow off as soon as I move it. There we are. And working it round. Okay. So, I think as far as, I think what I will do, I'm going to just put a dot there in the middle. Just to finish that little bit off. I think it just needed it, you know, because it's got the dots sort of working its way up. And again, if some of them are a little bit white, you could always go back in and you can just add in the colour again. I think the beauty with a black tile as well. Let's have a little bit of a look here. I'm just gonna accentuate that shape there. So just going round it with a black pen. Again, even if you've got, you know, you're on a white tile, you can still go in and do this. It just sort of defines that little bit. Just think it needs that centre just bringing out a little bit. There we go. And of course, you know, if your white's got a bit carried away, you can always go back in with this black pen and just change it up a little bit. So see there, like, let's just go in and that's it. Just neaten that edge up. That's fine. Okay, let's have a look then. Oh, really enjoyed doing that one. What I'm going to do, obviously we don't do this all the time anymore, but it's sort of it's one of those given that when you've done your tile, yes, you put your full name on the back, but don't forget to sign the front. So you just put your initials on somewhere. It can be within the design, it can be on the edge, it's wherever you want to go. Now I did mention, didn't I, earlier, that if you wanted to try this, you could even split that original square into 4 and get 4 of these patterns. But what if you actually turn this around and have it going this way, so you create a different shape? Well, I have done one of those, so you can see the difference. Let's just pull the camera in a little bit. So that's it with it pointing outwards, and then this one here, look, is where I started at the edges and followed it round. It just goes to show that, you know, depending on what you want to do with it. And of course this one, we have been known to cut tiles up before, so there'd be nothing stopping you cutting that up, and you could mix and match and change them about a little bit. Oh yeah, quite like how that works. Actually, I think I'm going to cut this one up and just play about with it a little bit, just to see what's happening with it. So that's nice. So yeah, they're very different, very magical, aren't they? A bit of mystery about them on the black. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. Hope you know, you're going to have a go at it, whether it's in, you know, the black tiles or whatever you want to do with it. And yeah, if you're around later, you know, I'm on. So I'm going to be doing the Christmas wreath. I'll use this one as well, and I'll add a different colour pastel to the shadow rather than white. So yeah, all being well, that's all done, and I will see you back here again on Friday at 2 o'clock for another one. I have no idea what we're going to do yet. Don't know whether I'm going to be working with a black tile, a cream tile coloured. Not sure. Got something in my head, but we'll see how it pans out. So yeah, enjoying that. Hopefully you'll post what you've been doing, and take care everybody, and I will see you on Friday. All right, see you soon. Bye.